My name is George Thomas. I am a watch professional restorer of antique watches, and I've been working with Staura for more than 10 years, and they have sold quite a number of our watches, mostly the high-end type of watches that we make. We have a very typical pair case watch here. Pair case because it has two cases. This is the case the watch is in. This is the case through which it is key wound through the hole in the back. In order to set the watch, the front has to be opened, and it is set by putting the key on a square in the center of the watch where the hands are, and then turning the hands. Pair case, the other part of the case is to protect the watch from getting dust and whatever else into the keyhole. So they made two cases. The other one has no holes and encloses the first one. This is a particularly interesting watch because the case is English, has English hallmarks, and obviously comes from either London or some other nearby city where these watches were made. However, this case was not intended for this movement. We can tell that because there was originally the case had a keyhole, not where the keyhole is now, but in a little different place, because it was intended for a different watch which had the key in a different place. The original keyhole for the case was just below here. We can explain that very easily because the case was made for an English-made movement, most likely, and then the clockmaker, watchmaker who sold it decided he could make more money by putting a cheaper Swiss movement into the case. The Swiss made the same movements, but for a much lower price. Then he signed it, of course, Norton, which is a famous name in British watchmaking, but we can tell the difference by the cock. This is a so-called continental cock. Only continental watches had that cock. English watches had a cock with a big foot on it and were much more ornate. So it's a game a watchmaker in England played by taking the silver British-made case, equipping it with a lower priced continental movement, having the dial signed with a well-known British namer's make, namely Norton, and then selling it to some unsuspecting soul for a bigger amount of money. So that's the story.